Hey there, Patriots. In this video, we are going to talk about perimeter and area. How do we find perimeter? How do we find area? And what do those terms mean? I know this is a review. You know this, but it's sure nice to go over it one more time. So perimeter, when we say perimeter, that's the distance around a shape. So perimeter is the distance around the shape. If you take all the sides and you add them together, you will get perimeter. So the perimeter of this shape is going to be side plus side plus side plus side, because there are 4 sides. When we look at the triangle and we want to find the distance around the shape, it's only 3 sides this time, so we are going to say perimeter equals side plus side plus side. Add up all 3 sides, you get the perimeter. And as we remember from our last unit, circles really don't have, they kind of have perimeters, but we never call it perimeter. We always call it circumference. So circumference of this circle is 2 times pi times radius, where radius is the distance from the center to the edge of the circle. Alrighty, none of those are new. Just wanted to review them with you. So what is area? Remember, area is the amount of two-dimensional space inside of an object. So, we always find that with a formula. So in a circle, if I want to find the area of this circle, that is the amount of space inside the shape. And to find the area of a circle, I need to know the length of the radius. The radius is this length right there. There is my radius. Now for squares and rectangles, if I want to find the area of this square, again, is the area inside, how much space is on the inside. Base is going to be this length. That's also called length. And then height and width are the same. Now remember, base and height are always perpendicular to each other. Length will also be perpendicular to width. Same for a parallelogram. For a parallelogram, if I want to find area, the amount of space on the inside, I am going to take the length of the base, and I am going to multiply that by the length of the height. And because we know base and height are always perpendicular to each other, and if you notice right there, there's my right angle. Here's my right angle. The right angle is always between base and height. Now let's talk about some shapes that we haven't talked about yet this year. A trapezoid. To find the area of a trapezoid, we're going to do 1/2 of base 1 plus base 2 times the height. Well, area, again, is the amount of space inside my shape. Notice we've got this right angle, and finding the right angle is super duper important, because that tells us where my base and my height are. So my height will make this. It's the distance between my 2 bases. And my bases are going to be these parallel sides. Those are the bases. The bases are the parallel sides, and the height is the distance between those bases. Again, notice height is perpendicular to the 2 bases. Now, if I give you, this is true for any regular polygon, not just a hexagon and a pentagon. These 2 formulas, you'll notice, are the same. That's because it's true for any regular polygon. Regular means all the sides and all the angles are the same. Okay, so the formula in both cases, since they are both regular polygons, the sides are all the same, the angles are all the same. To find the area, that is the amount of space on the inside. Why I'm only focusing on hexagon and pentagon instead of all of them is these are the shapes we're most commonly going to see in this unit. We're going to find the perimeter of both shapes, so we're going to add up the lengths of the sides. We're going to add up the lengths of the sides, or that's how we find perimeter. And then we are going to multiply that by a new geometry word, this little a right there. Let me do a different color besides green, shall we? Because that doesn't, or blue, because that doesn't, that's not, that blue isn't showing up so good. So let's try purple. That's a little red, but we get the idea. This little a stands for the geometry word apothem. Apothem is the distance from the center to the midpoint of the side at a right angle. Apothem is the distance from the center to the midpoint of the side making a right angle. So apothem is the distance from our center to the midpoint of any side. So the midpoint of a side. Boom. Alrighty, so those are our formulas to find area of a shape. And notice when it was, so midpoint, I noticed the midpoint because it cuts those sides in half. And again, apothem always makes a right angle with that side. Boom. So some quick and easy formulas. It's going to be a nice review for what we're doing today. Triangles, we know. Triangles, nothing new. The area of any triangle is the amount of space inside that shape. So if I'm looking for the area inside a triangle, I'm looking for what's in yellow. I'm looking for the amount of space on the inside. We are going to do half of the base, multiply that by the height. And remember, base and height are always perpendicular to each other. So look for the right angles. And I'm going to talk about, there's my right angle, so I'm going to talk about this one here in a minute. So on this right triangle here, we've got a base and we've got height. They are perpendicular to each other. On this one in the middle, we've got base. We've got height. They are perpendicular to each other. Now, our perpendicular, you can see here's the height because my right angle is over here. But when we're saying perpendicular, it's perpendicular to the line that contains the base. So this length right here, from here to here, is the base, but height is perpendicular to that base. So we've got base, we've got height, we've got base, we have got height. There you go. Alrighty, so you're going to do some practice problems with your teacher, and if you've got any questions, make sure you ask so we can get those answered. Alrighty, hope you have a great day, Patriots, and we will see you when we see you.